Jeff Hardy falls from great heights. Samoa Joe muscle bust open our hearts once again. And FTR goes full on Ricky and Robert babyface heroes in Boston, Massachusetts, baby. And hello and welcome to another edition of Blind Tag Wrestling's review of AEW Dynamite for April the 6th, 2022. And oh, how glorious it is, because we emanate from Boston. Alright, so I wasn't really excited about this first match. They said, hey, Adam Cole, well, I'm pretty excited about that, against Christian Cage. Okay, nothing against Christian Cage, but I just haven't been too excited about these matches, and I think there may be a reason to this. I think there might be a little underlying story that's going on with Christian, as turned out later on, just little. AEW, the little things are what counts, right? So this match, though, it started off with please forgive me, but a boom. This crowd in Boston was hot. I mean, just like hot. They were popping for everything. And, even the announcers were putting it over at first, so I thought that was kind of funny when they're putting it over and they've just seen Elevation be taped, so it has to be pretty good, right? The match itself, beautiful story, just a gorgeous story. Throughout the whole match, Adam Cole was going for, he was being aggressive on this, but Christian, the veteran deal, right? So Christian's coming in and he's countering everything. We even get to a point where Adam goes for the boom and he didn't lower the knee pad. So just like, and Excalibur beautifully calls back to this, just like when in his title match, he didn't lower the knee pad on Page, and it was just a 2 count, right? This was just a 2 count. But there was so much in this, and you never know with AEW, you never know with a veteran like Christian Cage. Christian did this weird, loop over the turnbuckle to dive on Adam Cole, and he didn't hit it. He kind of hit it, didn't hit it, seemed like he hurt his knee, and that was the story for, the rest of the match. But all in all, we went to, break, come back to break. And when we came back, it was nonstop. Hey, I'm going to outsmart you. I'm Christian Cage. How you doing, Adam Cole? I know everything you do. I watch you on TV. And Panama Sunrise gets countered. This gets countered. That gets countered. Really, seriously, it was awesome. So much so, I was like, Jesus, is Christian going to beat Adam Cole? It's really going to happen, isn't it? This is it. No, it didn't happen. Adam Cole won, baby, and it was beautiful. After the match, as always, with Adam Cole, freaking Heckle and Jekyll come down, better known as Red Dragon. They come down, or Redragon as I always like to call them. They come down, of course, Jungle Boy Jack, and the world's biggest lizard. They both come down, and we have some little fighter-roos going on. That kind of stuff that happens, right? So, better than that, everybody runs off. Christian kind of ran off. And this was noticeable to me. Again, gotta have that eye. I noticed Christian going up the ramp while people that came out to save him are still fighting. They're kind of like, oh, hey Christian, you're coming right back, right? Because we're fighting for you. Yeah. See you later. Drinks. So anyway, that left Adam Cole by himself in the ring. And then it happened. Dum, 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 dum. That's not his music, but, we can't pay those rights. So out comes Hangman, and, he comes in the ring, and it's beautiful. Listen, anybody who had anything against the title run of Hangman Page, Hangman comes up to Adam Cole, and it's weird. I felt a little high school vibe going on, because he just, smashes his face, pie faces him. He's like, hey, you wanted a match, huh? Yeah, see? You'll have a match. Next week we're in Texas, eh? And we're going to have a Texas death match. So Adam Cole looked kind of he looked kind of like he didn't want none of that, I have to admit. But it's awesome, right? So it looks like they're going to have a live Rampage. Same night that they're taping Battle of the Belts. And, so looks like it's going to be a really big night for Texas. Hopefully another Boston type crowd. But what a match. And then, as if my WrestleMania week mind hasn't been melted enough, we had a video package of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view from this past Friday night, and they're showing Jay Lethal's heinous attack with Sanjay Dutt. It was just
insane seeing the Ring of Honor. You know, they attacked Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham couldn't have anything nice. This is why we can't have nice things. It's been proven. I love Jay Lethal, but man, no, I still love Jay Lethal. This led us to something very Ring of Honor-y, if you will. But wow, I don't know if I was prepared for this or even prepared to talk about it now. In our Owen Hart Foundation qualifier match, I knew it was coming, but sometimes you know it's coming, like somebody's holding you and somebody's got a ball bat, it's coming after you. It doesn't really matter how much you know it's coming, you're going to get a cracked skull. I'm a big Samoa Joe guy, right? Just a big Samoa Joe guy. Have been since I wore the brown shirt that I got from Ring of Honor to old days, to very old days. So you kind of hope for the best, but you never know if somebody's going to come in and like heavily swanton people. You don't know what's going to happen, right? So Joe's music, his beautiful music hits. Out he comes and he looks different. He looks kind of like retro Joe-tro. But he is at the same time having fun, looks a little happy, but mad, and happy, and mad. Really strange. But then he gets in the ring, and of course Max Caster comes out, his opponent. Right all the way, I was like, oh no, this is not gonna be good. So he starts, putting little ribs here and there, none bigger, none better than asking Tony why they got this guy. Because when we, beating them in the ratings, that was their champion. Then he looks at the camera and says it's true. So, funny stuff, as always. Problem with it is you have to get in the ring with Samoa Joe, right? So I didn't hear anybody saying Samoa too much, but regardless, gets in the ring. This is what it is. I mean, I can move by move this for you, but only one thing really matters. That's that I love Samoa Joe. You love Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe beat the poop. Just beat the squiggly squirrelies out of Max Caster. And he finished him with a muscle buster. That's right. The muscle buster. I jumped off my couch. I wooed. I sting yelled. I did something weird that looked like a dance. And was really happy. Glad to see you, Samoa Joe. And then we're in the back for an interview segment. Look, this was the one person I was boo-hooing about not being on the show. But William Regal. William Regal. In the club we all want to be part of. The Blackpool Combat Club. They're in full effect. Bryan Danielson standing there. And we find out that Rampage this week is going to be a show we all have to watch. Boston knows. They're getting ready to watch it. So they pop on this. Bryan Danielson is going to be on Rampage. And he will be facing your best friend, our best friend, the best friend, Trent Beretta. I love the fact they say Beretta. It just makes me happy. And Jon Moxley, well, he's going to be that little Wheeler Yuta guy. The pure champion. This should be interesting. Anybody who saw Mox's Bloodsport match, when he knows pure. Anyway, Rampage is going to be a can't miss. And then in the match where you just got to give Tony credit sometimes, Captain Shawn Dean is out there. That's right. They advertised this match. Captain Shawn Dean is out there to go against, the chairman himself, Sean Spears. You're like, why? Well, MJF's going to be on commentary, pal. Okay. It's always kind of funny. And he's really playing up the whole interview thing he did with Ariel Helwani, where he's talking about, well, I don't like this place. It's a work. It is. Whatever. Even if it's not, they're playing it up or they're shooting really funny. Because everything is like, I'm in a circus here. Is this not work? That kind of stuff. But this was beautifully done. Beautifully done. Because the signs are on the side of the rings. All around ringside. It's got the, watch for this man, Wardlow. Just to make sure they're a lot bigger this week. Which is really funny. Nice touch. But in the ring, they're giving MJF hell on commentary. Because, Captain Shawn Dean beat him. Technicality, right? So he's in there, Sean Spears. It's going the way one would imagine when Excalibur gets something and Wardlow comes in. Now listen, if you're one of the extras, you just love being part of it, right? Oh man, listen, I was an extra on Dynamite. Yeah, that's right. It's the best thing in the locker room until it's Wardlow. And you're getting thrown 40 feet, 50 feet, just into a wall. One poor kid didn't even jump the thing. It's like, oh! It was pretty rough. So he comes out, and then the shoot security we pay for, they had to actually stop him, get it to the back. But it was enough for the captain to get the 3-count slip over. That's right. Shawn Dean has now beat MJF and Shawn Spears. It's pretty funny stuff. Back to the friend zone. We had the best friends back there, and listen, we got the big match coming up with Wheeler Yuta that I was talking about. So the best friends are like, man, you know, Chucky's talking to him. He's like, man, you've been sleeping on my couch. I love you. You know, why are you being like this? And Beretta, since day one's had none of it. He's like, look, I don't love you. You know, you need to be listening to us. You need to be listening to this, because I'm going to beat Bryan Danielson's ass, and you need to watch and see what's going on. It was just, I don't know. I see where we're going, and one thing I like about AEW, it doesn't always just happen like that. They're building into it. I think the match on Rampage might be that final straw for Yuta. For this next segment, all I got to say is on site! On site! On site, dog! On site! Listen, they were trying to get it over. I would not be surprised if PWTs right now has the on-site shirt. Eddie Kingston and company, Santana Ortiz, I love them so much. I love them so much. And they showed a video package of them beating up Jazz, or the Jericho Appreciation Society. I just like to call them Jazz because I'm cool like that. And, you know, they were beating them up, getting them out of there, run away. I don't know if they filmed that last week or what. I don't know. Maybe not. But it worked. Eddie and crew come to the ring. They say, we don't need music. It looked like they almost did pop before the music, maybe save a minute or so. And they just kept putting that over. All three of them talked, which was kind of cool to actually hear all three of them pop part of this promo, because Eddie can obviously handle it. But the other two, I mean, they do really well on promos, always have. But they just kept saying, on site. Because you know what's going to happen. Like, if I see you on site, yeah, you get it? So, yeah, it worked. It's going to be a good match either way. So then, smart Mark Sterling and Jade Cargill. Listen, she's such a star. She's coming up for win number 30. Of course, he's going against the problem, Rina Shafir. So she also introduced her baddie section with the girls that she gets, I think, through social media, through Twitter. And they say, hey, I want to be a baddie. She puts a special section out for you. She was introducing them. And Smart Mark does a really good job with the manager bit, because he comes in, he's like, it was a hard you know, it wasn't easy to find good-looking people in Boston, you know, so I'm always appreciative of the little bits like that. But she was talking about Marina Shafir, and this got kind of personal and kind of cool, because Jade was like, you know what, I'm sick of these MMA losers coming into pro wrestling, you know, and you call yourself the problem, I'm the problem solver. Look, Jade's got it all, man. So then we had MJF, who had to have the rebuttal, and he was talking about Shawn Dean. He said, you know what, look, you got your little wins and stuff, but next week we're going to have twice the number of security guards, and I'm going to have a match with you. So I think MJF is going to make a statement. You know, I was just thinking, before we get to the Hardy segment, I bet one of the security guards ends up being Wardlow, because he mentioned the security guards. It's wrestling. Okay, this next one. Listen, I was the first to defend the Hardys, okay? I've had this match. I've had this comment. I've had this talk with other people. It's cool. Look, Jeff's doing some crazy things. Old school Hardys fan, right? A lot of us are. This match, I was pretty worried. Just gotta be honest with you. I was a little worried throughout this match, and I think there's a good reason why. There was literally a moment when I thought Matt Hardy might not be walking out of there. It was a weird match, man. Butcher and the Blade versus the Hardy Boys. The Hardys, the Hardy Brothers, the Hardy Contingent, whatever. Look, tables match, which JR did say TLC a couple times. He can't help himself. He can't, it's JR. But they got a ladder out. Look, there was a lot of table bumps, attempted table bumps, tables that bumped on their own. And there was some sloppiness, there was some scariness, there was some real hard wishing that this turns out right. And then there was a big ass ladder. And there was Jeff Hardy looking like your drunk uncle that you never want to see climb something. And I'm not saying that he's your drunk. I'm not saying he was drunk. I don't think he was. I'm saying he looks like your drunk uncle. We all have one. And he was just kind of in so much pain, climbing up. And he even gets like where he's got his his feet on each side of the rungs, and he's getting ready to do it. And you're kind of like, and you can kind of feel it for Blade. Like, oh God, please, no God. Down at the bottom, because he's a stiff bastard. When he falls, he just really is. Like an old man when they start backing up after they hit 70 and they quit looking when they're getting out of the driveway. Just like, I want to die. So this man, he gets up there, he's like, nah, F that. I'm going to stand on the very top. And I'm just going to do a front flip. Swanton! No. Front death flip. It's the front Hardy death flip is what that is. Very heavy death flip. And I'm pretty sure that Blade probably pooped himself. Just saying it. It's nasty. I know. It's one of those things. I hate to put it out there in the universe like that. But I bet a Grumpy made it out. There's no way you get hit with that much force. It's physics, folks. So after the match, look, it's almost like the weekly thing. You're going to have Stang come out. And AHFO, AFO, AFI, whatever, Miss Murder, they all came out to the ring. They're doing their thing, saving the Hardys. We got to even up the sides. And Sting comes out, and Andrade used Bunny as a shield. Keep an eye on that part. Backstage once again. Now, this is the part I was talking about earlier, another keep your eye on part. So we have the Jungle Boys back there, both of them, right? So anyway, Christian's standing back there. Jungle Boy's challenging Red Dragon to a match. Here's the thing, though. Christian Cage seems frustrated. Christian seems upset. Christian has a water bottle. Christian takes said water bottle. Christian chucks it. Christian going bad. Christian gonna be a heel soon. We find out now that Nyla Rose, with my kendo stick, bitch, is gonna be facing... By the way, Nyla Rose has one of the best shirts in AEW. It's really cool. If you haven't noticed, it's just really, really cool. I like it a lot. Thunder Rosa for the title, Battle of the Belts. But it's in Texas. I don't know if you know Nyla. I think Thunder Rosa is from Texas. So this is going to be it's going to be rough going. I don't think you're going to win. In one of my favorite segments of the entire night, just for the simple reason these are two of your top female wrestlers on the planet, in my opinion. Jamie Hayter, who just really hasn't had the right kind of, she has matches and stuff. It's just that it hasn't clicked yet with the right opponent. I feel Tony Storm is that person. Tony, Jamie, look, battle the accents, whatever you want to call it. This was awesome, man. Because also, if you look at their Japanese body of work for both ladies, that also makes this really cool. I'm excited about this. They say they hope they face in the tournament, coming up. Probably will, because it's wrestling and you don't put those nuggets out in the universe unless they happen. So I'm really, really looking forward to this one. So then we had another Owen Hart qualifier. The tournament is continuing for the ladies. We had Hikaru Shida coming out, looking fantastic tonight. She was crisp, man. She looked like she's really wanting to win this thing against Julia Hart. And, I've seen some really good matches with Julia Hart recently, especially like on Dark, man. You gotta watch Dark. Always tune in the Dark. Julia, though, who's not turned heel yet, it's coming. I mean, she's already still like One-Eye McGee there. She sends, the Knot and Roll Express back to the back so she could stand here and face this, and it didn't go too well. Hikaru Shida wins the match, but it was a good match. It really was. Then Serena Deeb comes in to try to get, our girl from behind, but Shida she smelled that meanness coming at her, and, she has some kendo stick stuff going on. Anyway, it's going to happen. They're going to fight again, and I'm there for it. Whose house? Swerve's house. Whose house? Swerve's house. Yeah, so next we have Swerve Strickland out there doing a nice little interview, talking about, him being a star, basically. Some of his good stuff's going on, and he's a talented person. Really is, talented musician. But anyway, on to wrestling. He's talking about Ricky Starks. I hadn't forgot him, and I hadn't forgot it either. Him and Keith Lee. Listen, Swerve and Keith Lee together, they check the boxes for me, man. They're pretty cool. But as he's walking off, Powerhouse Starks coming in behind him. Actually, throw him to a wall. Just take a Swerve home night. But locker rooms there and everything. It was a nice little touch. Kind of crazy though, but this is still a war that's going on. I like it. I mean, I like anything you put Keith Lee and Swerve in a role like this. He's doing a great job though, being utilized perfect, just being able to be himself. So good stuff. And then it was time It was time. Anyone who's seen the first Young Bucks FTR match that we waited for so long, anybody who's seen last week's Ring of Honor show, when you had FTR against the Briscoes, one of my favorite tag teams of all time, in a classic, just classic. Young Bucks come in, they do the dirties, right? And this is not only for the AAA tag team titles, but it's also for those Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. Pretty cool, man. This had a big fight feel. Boston is, they're having a tea party over this. They're going nuts. Place is raucous. It's just crazy. And you know what the chant is? This is what's really nuts. FTR, FTR, FTR. And there was Young Bucks, Let's Go Young Bucks, FTR chants. There was all the dueling chants. There was AEW chants. Still yet, you don't find many other chants out there with other places, where they chant the name of the thing. This was amazing. It was everything you wanted it to be and more. Just very exciting. You can't move by move this one. This was great. But I will tell you, the finish is fantastic because FTR, the baby faces they are, I know it's weird for me to say it, they don't get beat with the normal shenanigans from the Bucks. They kind of outsmart them. It's very strange. Not only did they have the double sharpshooter earlier in the match, the Bucks usually do that. Everything was countered on this, and we roll up to the finish, man, and the match gets restarted because the Bucks think they've won, but Cash has his freaking, foot on the rope, and after the BTE trigger, and this is nuts. This doesn't happen, especially if Rick knocks. So they don't really have to, they restarted the bell ring, kinda. It's like a half-hearted ring. But they get it going again. The crowd's going nuts at this point. Like, can we actually see the Young Bucks lose this main event? Well, the answer is yes, but not only did they do an FTR trigger, but they gave him the double kiss. This was fantastic. Listen, this was really well done. FTR came off looking like gigantic stars. It almost felt like they won those tag titles tonight, but I think they solidified those tag titles tonight. And anybody who said anything about the booking of FTR, I probably have to eat. How's that sandwich taste right now? Can't be very good. This match was. You got to go out of your way to see this. Fantastic. All in all, Dynamite, listen, I give it 2 thumbs up. It was fantastic. It was awesome. We got a huge Rampage coming up next week with Battle of the Belts. A huge Dynamite coming up. The World Title match coming up. It's a lot of stuff going on. I am super excited. Listen, I like sports entertainment just as much as anybody else. I have had some good times over the last few days watching sports entertainment, but damn, it was nice watching some wrestling. Can't wait to see some Danielson on Friday night. But till next time, I'm John. This is Blind Tag Wrestling. This is your review. Follow us on all the socials. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.